Alright guys, we are back. Sorry about the weird angle. I had to move locations. Anyway, I can't even remember what I was saying. My dad just messed me up. Sorry. Um, oh yeah. So, saw Oppenheimer yesterday. Chose to see Barbie first, but either way, I was gonna see either or. Both of them. Um, First off, let me say that Christopher Nolan, I've always been a fan of him directing. He has a certain way about his directorial style when it comes to characters, story, score, sound design, visually, everything. Whether it's superhero movies like the Dark Knight trilogy or Inception or Tenet, a couple other ones that are like less known. I've always liked him. He's probably one of my top 5 directors of all time. So, given that, also given the fact you have a stacked cast for this film, Robert Downey Jr., Cillian Murphy, Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, Josh Peck, a bunch of other ones, but those are about the names I could think of off the top of my head. Oh, and Matt Damon. Sorry, I forgot about Matt Damon. Matt Damon was in this as well. So, stacked cast, on top of the fact that I love Christopher Nolan, and he has a certain way about directing his movies, is made for a good recipe. Given the fact that I am kind of a history buff as well, and I kind of know a little bit about the making of the atomic bomb and the guy who made it and all that stuff. It was kind of cool going to see that on the big screen. So basically, this movie is about J. Robert Oppenheimer, telling his life story from the beginning to the end. So the beginning to where he begins as just this regular scientist who is teaching at a university. And there's a cool little cameo in there of a famous scientist. I'm not going to say who because I'm going to try to keep this spoiler free again. But there's a really cool cameo in there towards the beginning and a little bit towards the end. So basically this movie is about his life and all the hardships and trials he had to go through. And if people who see this know the real story of Oppenheimer and kind of what happened, they kind of stay true to it. There's some things that are obviously made up because it is a film. But anyway, it's kind of like a crime drama / like loud exploding action. Not action in the way you would think, but like loud drama, crime thriller, biopic, fun stuff. So the movie basically starts, and like I said, you go through his life, you go through all the people he meets, you go through his connections or non-connections to the Communist Party, and some shady stuff that goes down within his life related to that comes down the road. But you go through all that, you go through the people he meets, you kind of just see how his life unfolds. I thought they did a really good job focusing on certain aspects that were very important. Regards, that means that Cillian Murphy killed it as Oppenheimer. I think they did a great detail of telling his association with the Communist Party and what kind of contributions he made under working at a university, college professor. This movie is very, very unique in the fact that I've never seen a movie that is also a kind of crime thriller / like trial type of movie, but it's also a biopic. And I thought that was a really cool thing. Because not only is this a biopic, and it plays like a biopic on the screen, but it also plays like a crime thriller and a court case movie. because you have all these scenes where the agents are questioning Oppenheimer about his life and trying to figure out if he's safe for the United States of America and if he still has connections to to the communist, and if he's loyal to his country, pretty much. So they have to do a great job of telling that in a certain way where it's not boring to where you're like bored and you're not really interested in it, but at the same time, it's telling it in a way to where it's easy for you to understand. The way they line up each event, because this movie is about 3 hours, and I think it is perfect for 3 hours. I don't think it goes over. I don't think it's under. I don't think you missed anything. It's perfect. So, in the way it tells you his story, is easy to understand, which I appreciate, because in a biopic, things are not always easy to pick up on, because most of it's true in a biopic about somebody's life. But it is a fun, great movie, exhilarating, action-packed, history-filled, captivating. I really enjoyed it. So basically, you get through Oppenheimer's life. You know, you meet some very important people that know him and have potentially maybe led to him being a part of or donating or just participating in communist activity. And so this movie kind of goes on, and you get to the part where they build the town in the middle of nowhere to try to build this bomb to launch it or, set it off, whatever. And I'm not going to say the villain of this, because the villain is someone who you meet early. I don't really want to spoil it. But it was a crazy shock reveal who the villain ended up being in this film. I didn't see it coming. So I thought that was really cool. There's not many movies nowadays where I don't really see a villain coming, and this is one of them where I didn't see it coming. But yeah, you kind of go through, and they kind of retell his life, all important events, people, etc. So I really enjoyed that. And then you get to the middle end part of it. They build the bomb goes off. And then the also kind of cool thing about it is you kind of get the aftermath of what happened after everything happened and how Oppenheimer felt about it. Like, at first, he didn't really feel anything about it, but, like, in the end and the aftermath, he feels regret about it, which I thought that was kind of cool for them to play on. Anyway, Oppenheimer was a fun, exhilarating, thrilling biopic, crime drama, courtroom drama movie. It was amazing because it told it in a way that was easy to comprehend, and you got to really see all the events in his life, all the causes and effects in the events of his life, and what happens after, which I thought was really cool. So overall, I definitely recommend you go check out Oppenheimer if you're a big fan of Christopher Nolan, or you're just a big fan of biopics and other things. Also, the cast in there is star-studded, like I said. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going to rank this in all of his films. I think it would be pretty up there, because like I said, he's one of my favorite directors. But yeah, definitely go check this out if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan, or you just saw the trailer and it looked interesting to you, because it's definitely worth a watch in theaters, because it's such a good movie. And also, try to go see it in the biggest theater possible with the loudest sound, because that's the type of movie that is made to be seen in those type of theaters. So go see it if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan, and go see it if you saw it and you're a fan of it. I definitely recommend it. Go out and check it out. And until the next upload, I will see you guys. Peace.